on the Rod Nonfi Lounge Saturday morning. Big shout again to the Bethlehem Steelers. I hope you parents are hydrating your kids out there. That's a whole other thing. But big shout to you guys tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the show. Still joined by the greatest team in radio. Just the classy man, Rodeo, my man here, Mike the moderator, laying the bricks down. It's question of daytime, and we were supposed to have a lovely lady, but maybe she overslept, and we'll just keep it at that. But question of the day is sponsored by Millennium Music Media. If you're a music artist, if you're a movie producer, if you're a playwright, and you're trying to find your self-worth, go to millennium5.com. Millennium Music Media can tell you how you can find royalties for your product or service within a 24-hour time frame globally. The best thing in radio, the best thing in media, the best thing in video is now at millennium5.com. Millennium Music Media, welcome to the music revolution.
You can get paid in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, like the Jetsons, like an instant pizza. Man. But today's question day, we did a little change up because it's the fellas here. But we're going to go with...
I hope it's a guy question.
Well, your hope has been rewarded.
Okay.
10 tips to being the smoothest man in the office. Now, Rodeo, I'm going to start with you. Obviously, you're my brother. I've known you here the longest. Somewhat.
Yeah, whatever.
You're a fashion plate. You know, you come in here, got the diamond studded earrings, you're wearing a $500 baseball cap. You know, so you're a fashion plate. Talk about being the smoothest man in the office. When you wake up in the morning, you go to work. What's your routine?
Well, I don't work in the office.
Well, but you still, want to present yourself. So how do you?
Well, when you work in the office, first of all, you always want to be. You always want somebody to say, "Yo, I like how Mr. Pryor dresses," And also I think it's appealing how you work. It's not just your appearance, but how you work. So if your appearance is good and you work good, then what I'm saying, you probably will, get a little promotion or something. If the man likes you or something like that.
Right,
but,
so you're trying to entice the boss.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but believe me, we was talking before we came back on air. You never know who listens to the show, but you never know who's watching you.
Now, Mike, I know you're kind of a blue-collar guy, your daily job, but, again, I mean, even if it's not so much for work, just for Just, too, who's kind of blue-collar in his position, but just from a standpoint of just want to look good.
We all blue-collar
as a presentation.
except you.
Exactly. Let's just
I mean, in all fairness, I got to be fair.
Of course.
In all fairness, what is an office? An office is a place where people congregate to be productive and complete a task.
Mm-hmm.
People work from home. That's the home office.
I wish I was.
People work online. That's the virtual office.
Right.
Wow.
So the blue collar dudes, my office is just in the street.
Right.
My office is the back of an ambulance.
That's
my office is, someone's home. My office is the side of the highway after
Mullet
a
jugs and
5-car accident. You know what I'm saying?
No motel.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, for some individuals, that is the office.
That's their office, yeah.
That's their office.
I quit.
So, to just, be fair on the office point. So, therefore, being successful in the office is really being successful in your workplace.
Right.
One of the keys to being successful in your workplace, I've always felt, is eye contact and body posture. Because I've met some individuals that will look you in the eye, shoulders are square, back is upright, walking firm is tight, and were blatant buffoons. But because they walk right and look sharp, and know how to put one or two words together, big shout to a friend of mine down in Virginia. One of her coworkers is like that. Upright, look square.
The AKA Brian Gumble.
Dudes think this dude is just the bomb.
That's a lawyer.
He's a buffoon.
Yeah.
That's a
You know what I'm
lawyer.
saying? He's a blatant buffoon.
But that's a lawyer you describing.
Yeah.
basically.
Don't know a whole bunch of much.
But could talk slick.
But could talk slick.
Amber.
Yeah, could talk slick. So
Yeah.
to me, the keys to success in that arena is how well you talk and and your posture.
That might be Virginia texting you.
That to
Why
me,
you calling me a buffoon?
I mean, if dude chose to call me, this ain't that type of show.
So we're going to go to some of the 10 questions we found here. Number 10 is on the 10 tips of being the smoothest man in your office is just to relax. Being high-strung is simply a terrible personality trait. Stress is often somewhat contagious. If you're always overwhelmed and anxious, those around you may wind up feeling the same. Just classic, man, your thoughts on just relax at the office or the workplace.
It's the person.
And it's all about how you take it. If you're a high-strung person who's always tight and round up, that's just how you're going to be. Regardless of if you're relaxed or not, you're still going to be tight and round up. Like, for me personally, I'm sometimes high-strung. So it looks like I don't know what's going on and I'm running around. I'm relaxed, but my body flow and my movements look like he's stressed out. Everybody's like, why are you stressed out? I'm like, I'm not stressed out. It's just I got everything going through my mind, and I'm trying to pick out what point I want to do now, where I want to be next, and how I want to get it all done.
Right.
And sometimes people just look at your body language, and they just don't understand you sometimes.
And that's when the drinking comes in.
No, I don't drink. I don't drink anymore. Stop that.
Where's the nearest bar?
I mean, sometimes I had a job where we would go and have liquid lunches. Where you would go, you have a beer or two, some pizza or whatever, just to, calm you down, and then go back in there and go back to work. Because it was a telecom company where you were on the phone making 80 to 100 calls a day.
JT Marlin, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And you had to get people on the phone, and you were trying to sell a product. And it's not the easiest job to do. Most people say, oh, it's easy. No, it's not. Because you got to speak to 17 different people to get to that one person who's a decision maker.
To sell a product is not easy to sell a product, because you have to engage the person. Then you have to get the person to vision that they have that product and everything.
You have to find the person's need. Once you find the need and the want, then you can be a great salesman. And that's the difference between a salesman and an order taker. You got people who are order takers where they wait for the phone to ring. And you got people who are salesmen.
To add to that, again, nature, but
I digress.
It's more in today's world, and it used to be when I first started, like you would sell the facts, because nobody can really find what the facts were. Like, you never see those, like, those old movies, and they got the salesperson, he walks in the office and sees the boss has golf clubs, and they'll go like, oh, you play golf. They try to interact something to kind of break the ice. But today's world, because if I tell Rodeo that, this laptop has, all the features you need all the features of the television, he can go research that. So today's world is about selling the sizzle. If he's reaching out to me, he already knows he has an interest in his laptop. So it's now my job to kind of sell you the sizzle and why you should have it and why you got to see yourself with this computer. I know.
Because I need a new computer.
Exactly. But I got it. But you can go buy any computer. You can buy the low end. You can buy the high end. I want you to buy this one for me because it helps my pocket.
He'll probably set all the computers for all the pawn sites.
I preset it for you.
Yeah, exactly. You already preset it for me.
X videos. Mike the Moderator.
Don't listen to them, kids. Don't listen to them.
Hello, boys and girls.
Sticky icky.
Let's move to number 9. And number 9 is something that Rodeo, I think, knowing you for as long as I've known you, got to work on at your workplace here. And that's avoid gossip. Office gossip. Office gossip makes the work day far more entertaining. When you spend countless hours around relatively small groups of people,
I hate her.
Certain storylines tend to develop. Crushes, fights, backstabbing. It's all there. And while listening to and enjoying some gossip is admirably fun, never spread it. Mike the Moderator. And let's go to you. Avoiding gossip in your workplace.
Office gossip will get you terminated. Workplace gossip will get you terminated because everyone is not mature enough to leave their feelings out of the gossip. Mm-hmm. And then their feelings get involved in the gossip. Now their productivity falls off. Mm-hmm. They get cliquish. They get defensive. And the next thing you know, you're fired because an employer only has one concern, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Workplace gossip will get you home watching stuff on TV in the middle of the day.
And street gossip, well, we would just say a passing prayer for that
your
person.
Mama wearing that black dress.
Yeah.
And loose lips sink ships.
And relationship gossip will have to get you cut.
Yeah.
Let's move on to number 8. This is something, again, Rodeo, probably what you normally do, just knowing you who you are. Jokes help in an office. This is another instance where you'll be able to walk in a fine line. There's almost nothing more awkward than someone who thinks they're funny, but in reality, as entertaining as it honestly is, you're not really that funny.
He's a damn fool.
Let's go.
He's a damn fool. Nah, 100%. You have to. That brings levity to the workplace. You know. Everybody's all tight. You start cracking jokes. Everybody starts having fun. It livens up the place. Everybody's just a more calm atmosphere.
Now, Mike, your type of work, I mean, is really not trying to make much jokes in the back of an ambulance.
I mean, I have.
You have any insurance?
I mean, why not? Like, if somebody's nervous or something like that, I'll make a joke.
Give us an example.
I do it all the time. I mean,
never went with that girl.
Listen, I remember one time in particular, and I do this often. Forgot what was wrong with this person. They were really sick. Had to start an IV, right? So they're nervous, they're sweaty, their heart's racing. They were relatively sick. So I'm like, look, don't worry about this. I got you on this one. I promise you, this IV won't hurt me a bit.
You're not funny.
So that was the whole point. They were like, that's not funny. And then like 30 seconds later, it was like, that really was funny. Like, okay, go ahead. I'm ready. Stick me with the needle. I was like, I did that 5 minutes
What
ago.
else you stuck him with?
That was all.
You don't have any insurance. He like fall out the back.
That's how you got your name, Mike the Moderator.
Listen. After 20 years,
Oren played a little drop, so he must have liked that too.
I'll leave them stories alone. But
Good.
little jokes, as long as they're tasteful and not overboard, you know where to curtail it at, will always break the ice. I
always say that I think a lot of times we know when we can joke about something, because the time, it's a time and place for everything. Sometimes this is not just try to lighten the crowd up, but at times, when you could probably say something that's funny.
True indeed. Because I've had situations where jokes were just not appropriate.
Yeah.
At no stretch of the imagination, making light of anything.
Sex is not a joke.
Well, in the office saying you say a sex joke, you won't have a joke.
I said no sex. No, but I said having sex is you shouldn't joke when you're having sex.
Let's move on. Sorry, kids. But I hope you're doing your running now.
Well, they got here from that.
Well,
they ain't get here from no bird.
No, it's a stork.
Stalk.
They're in Pennsylvania. It is the stork.
Well, it's in Bethlehem.
Yeah, exactly. The map.
I ain't even going to touch that.
We're going to leave that alone. Bethlehem steals your thing. Let's go to number 6. We're going to bounce around a little bit. Get to know everyone is number 6. It's nearly impossible to generally befriend everyone in your office, but at the very least, you should know everyone's name, introduce yourself to everyone, be at least cordial and inviting. Just your thoughts on get to know everyone.
I mean, you should get to know everyone, because you never know when you might have to go to somebody's desk, ask for that assistance, or they might come to you. So you at least want to know, who Tom, Harry, and Sally, and at least one description of what they might be doing just to help you out with your job every day.
At the Christmas party, you get to know everybody at the Christmas party.
A former manager once told me that you should know everybody's name, at least one tidbit about that person. Well, that tip is they like to eat salad for lunch, maybe use that to your advantage if they get on your nerves. But one tidbit that you can go to that will kind of break the ice, because some jobs they always when their birthdays
they don't work, they lazy, they shiftless.
But they won't be around long with that mentality. But one tidbit, Mike, your thoughts on getting to know everybody in the office?
Crucial. Very crucial to your success. You don't know what that person may know. You don't know what some people offer you nothing in terms of productivity,
right,
but just their mere presence makes you comfortable, and for some reason you're just more productive,
right?
So that's and that's just good. That's just forget the workplace,
right?
Just being cordial,
just being a good individual, right? Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
The office stank.
Well, that's the next one. You must have peeped over here on this computer. The next one is never be the smelly guy.
I didn't mean that stank.
Well, that's what's next. Okay, this is far from rocket science. Telling you to use deodorant prior to heading into the office is not only redundant, but also borderline insulting if you don't do that. Of course, everyone should be conscientious of their smell to the heavens, but cologne, extra deodorants, aftershaves are not healthy.
You could get fired if you go to work and you smell. I mean, hygienic in a workplace is very important, man. People be thinking they going to work smelling like,
they going to the nightclub.
Like weed and stuff. You could get fired,
Where do you work at? Weed?
No, I'm just saying, but, you'll be on the train.
This
like
is hemp cologne.
Like one time, I don't take the train to work no matter drive, but one time I was on the train and this guy standing, the train's a little busy. He's smelling like weed. And I'm saying to myself, if this guy
But was he going to work?
He had a knapsack. He was going somewhere.
Well, he was going to hustle.
Hustle to work. But I'm saying to myself, man, if he went into an office, come on.
I got a story about that. I used to work at a undisclosed location where we had a young lady who had a hygiene problem. And we really had to sit her down and talk to her about, and she was a big girl, but still manage your hygiene properly. You know, extra deodorant, wash, and so forth and so on. We also have to remember there's a lot of different religions that you have to take into account for, that you just can't tell somebody, listen, you got to wash like this. Because you can go actually be brought up to HR as disrespecting somebody, and you can get fired for talking about somebody's hygiene. So before
both of y'all,
no, you'll get fired and they'll still have a job because you're actually being, and it's not really, but you're really being a racist when you're talking about somebody's hygiene. You have to be very careful about what you say and how you bring it to them.
Very true.
And that's embarrassing for you to be called out. You could be called out on a lot of things. Called out to be a liar. Called out you steal. But to be called out that you stink, that I think is
a whole nother low.
And stink breath, that is one of the most embarrassing things for
anybody.
I'm
going to ask a question. How many days a week do you take a shower? Every day, right?
I take a shower
I'm gonna tell you right now.
In the morning and when I come from work.
So you take 2 showers a day?
I take, in fact, 7 days a week, I take at least 14 to 15 showers.
14, 15 showers. There's some people in certain countries, and it's not because of the water, it's not because of the religion. It's just the way they are. They take 3 showers a week.
Yeah.
And that's real talk. That and technically, when you're washing your skin as much as you are, you're actually hurting your skin more than you're helping yourself. You're stripping away the oils.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not knocking nobody, but I'm just giving you
stripping
a tidbit of advice.
As a black man and been black all my life, this hasn't come off yet, and it's not.
One day you're gonna be pale. Mike, the moderator, you know, again, your line of work, you helping people, mullet jugs and speed, you know, so. You can't tell somebody in the ambulance you stink, or can you? You have the joke situation.
But I know it's people that come on an ambulance be like, woo!
Listen, man, I've had patients. I mean, not patients notwithstanding, because I mean, I get called for the homeless, and you already know that. That's a economic. That's a whole other animal all by itself.
Y'all got Febreze in the back?
Man, listen. I knew a dude, as the good brother mentioned, that got taken to HR because his partner smelled like rusty garbage. Ooh. And he didn't know how to approach his partner, so he started burning incense in the truck.
Just giving him keys.
Somebody said, why you burning incense in the truck? You know that's against the Department of Health. You got oxygen tanks in the back.
You sit with this guy for 8 hours and see what you do, right?
That was his exact statement.
I would have rolled the windows all down and had the back of the truck open so everything be up.
That particular individual went to HR, said, look, this is the issue.
Yeah, give me another
I got seniority. I'm not going nowhere.
Right.
Y'all need to do something about this.
Or give me another partner.
So, well, as it turns, dude ended up getting another partner. But again, half of the reason was whatever dude reasons were. The other half of the reason was the dude's faith. Though washing was part of the faith,
right?
The application of external items was a violation of the faith. So
no deodorant powder, no deodorant.
Deodorant powder was
it's illegal
off the cuff.
Yeah.
So now I'm going 2, 3, 4 levels underground, IRT number 7 train line at 42nd Street, where it's hot and stinking in the middle of the winter.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What is it that what is it that you expect? So
he will not be invited to our show. That is a given.
He's a good friend too. But
we'll keep him on the rooftop.
Stinks a lot.
With
Stinks
the
a lot,
rooftop
my
show.
brother.
That's
stinks
what we're bringing
on the rooftop.
You say stinks a lot.
Like
my
Armin,
brother.
you give him a mic on the rooftop. We'll remotely tag him in.
Yeah, he be remote all right.
We're gonna go with our last one, and the last one is so obvious, but it happens every day in the society, and is even touched into our presidential race. And that one is: don't be a creep. Romance is a time-honored workplace staple. It's natural, and chemistry is undeniable. But many a marriage started as a flirt and office barter. Yet at some time, earning the reputation as being the office womanizer will become a reputation you don't want. Mike the Moderator.
Woo!
Let's go to Don't Be a Creep in the Workplace.
Bad news. Stay out of there. Listen, if y'all going to jump off, then y'all need to pick somewhere else other than the office to jump off, because that's just bad news.
That is one hole that I would not go into.
Bad news, man. Listen.
So I done messed up a few times. I'm going to say just like that.
Yeah, man.
I done jumped off in the office a few times, and I got married through the office one time.
Oh, my God.
Let me see.
Good thing you don't work in the office now.
Yeah, they got I don't work in the office.
But I did it with somebody in a different department, and then they came back later on and told everybody.
Bad news, boss. Bad news.
That's one hole do not go into.
Yeah. Because listen, I don't know what the statistics are, but I'm quite sure for as many that are successful,
there's twice.
6 times the amount of unsuccessful. Now you got to work with this person. Now you have an unsavory work environment. Mm-hmm. You know, he was cute when he was cute. He rubs my toes at night, and now this relationship don't work out. And all other types of private affairs are coming out over by the water cooler around the Keurig over there, and it's just an ugly situation.
Jobs will tell you don't fraternize. They found you fraternizing, they'll fire both of you.
Yeah.
You even have to sign a contract. No fraternizing. Yes. Even at the office parties. I mean, everybody's getting wild, but it's people that be watching.
And I've been to some wild office parties.
Oh yeah.
Shout to $11.99's Christmas party. Out of control. When Red Alert and Chuck Chill Out a DJ at your holiday party,
you know it's
out
ghetto.
of control.
Keeping it real goes wrong.
Oh, it's ghetto.
Well, that
even
ends.
The white girls start looking like they got tans.
Yeah, today's do. That ends the Question Day segment, sponsored by Millennium Music Media. Again, you find your self-worth, your musical talent, your artistry, and how you can get paid in 24 hours. Go to millennium5.com. Millennium Music Media. Welcome to the Music Revolution. Mike, it's been great, man, having you back on this mic.
Yo, brother, I appreciate the invitation. It was a pleasure of mine. Pleasure.
Without question, you are one of the, again, I say this and I say this wholeheartedly, you are one of the staples of this microphone, no matter where you go, north, south, east, west, Canada, Europe, or beyond. You know what you're doing. So Europe. Express.
Yeah.
Let's, where can people find you at information on?
Twitter, IG, Mr. William 1072. Nice and simple.
Nice. Rodeo, you know yours. You want to look it up real quick?
Twitter at 767. Rodeo at 767 on Twitter. Instagram, Rodeo 122. And Facebook, Charles Rodeo Pryor. And get our app because it has all our information, everything. You can contact us, 950 Lounge.
Just a Classic Man? Find
me on Instagram at Just a Classic Man. That's it.
You gotta get a Twitter.
I don't want a Twitter. I don't tweet.
You gotta get a Twitter. Hey, and obviously me at 950kev on Instagram and 950kev at Twitter. You can go to our 950 Lounge website, www.950lounge.com, or our fan page, 950 Lounge on Facebook. And also, before we get out of here, I want to talk about next up to the stage, the Metric Studios, along with the Victor Salts Entertainment Group, putting together an anniversary event, showcase event, awards, and a place to network. Thursday, September 15th at 42nd West, 514 West 42nd Street, between 10th and 11th Avenue, New York City. For ticket information, reach out to either 718-708-589, or put your hand down, or reach out to me at Instagram, 950kev, or Twitter, 950kev. We have tickets for the event, $20 in advance. Yes.
I was going to say, for the old school, you could just say 40 doo-wah or 40 deuce.
Well, you just said it. There you go. You feel better?
Yeah.
Good.
I still like 40 doo-wah.
I don't know.
I never cared for 40 deuce.
All right, Bumpy. Showing your age there. For Triple OG Ed, Backstage Ed, Sapphire Blue couldn't be there. Just a Classic Man, Rodeo, Mike the Moderator. I'm Kevin KP Pryor. As always say, it's my house, but you always got a seat.